What's up, everybody? It is week 5 in the 2020 NFL season, so you know what time it is. It is time for the week 5 Say What You Like Sports Podcast picks. But before I jump into the week 5 picks, I want to give a shout out to the winner of the week 4 picks, Go Birds 91, man. I asked for some competition last week, man, and you ain't got to do me like that, going 14-1, flossing on the whole league. Only missing that game that I don't think anybody saw, Carolina's upset over the Arizona Cardinals. That's the only game that was missed from Go Birds 91. So shout out to Go Birds 91. Again, anybody out there that's listening or watching, you can download the Pro Pick'em app, join the league, say what you like, and I believe the password is NFL 2020, no spaces, and you can make your weekly picks with us at the Say What You Like Sports Podcast. So you know what? Maybe I'll be giving you out there a shout out next week. But let's get into this, man. Without any further ado, let's make the week 5 picks. So here we go. Pro Pick'em app. Like I said, download it. I got the Thursday night football game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Chicago Bears. The Tampa Bay Bucks are favored by 4.5 points. And the Chicago, after going 3-0, benches Mitchell Trubisky in favor of a little Foles magic. But Foles magic wasn't working this last weekend. They took the L. And Tampa Bay, after a rough start, Tom Brady and company against the Chargers, Tom Brady showed that even at the ripe old age of 43, he's still Tom Brady. He's still got some fight left in him. So because of that, I'm going to go with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Chicago Bears. And then I want to take a look at the Sunday games. We have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, man, look all but a broken team at this point. But I thought Atlanta was going to do some nice things. I really thought they'd bounce back. They fought hard at the end of the year for Dan Quinn, their head coach, but just not seeing it here in 2020, man. Carolina, is showing they're another gritty team, upsetting the Arizona Cardinals. They're not ready to tank this season. This is a really tough pick, but I'm going to have to stick with my guns on this one. I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. You got to show me something, Atlanta. If you do not win this game, I am not picking you for the rest of the season. Straight up. But give me the Falcons over the Carolina Panthers. Then we have the Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans. And to me, I think there's some serious question marks when calling this game because Tennessee, man, they were locked out of their practice facility for over a week. So not being able to practice, just not having that communication. I believe there's going to be a little rust going into this game. And Buffalo, man, they're playing like one of the best young teams in the NFL. Nice defense, nice weapons on offense. Allen at quarterback is really showing like he's trying to take that next step to being an elite quarterback in this league, and he's doing his thing. I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills. I think they're on a roll, and I just don't see that roll coming to a stop this weekend, especially against Tennessee, who's probably a little rusty. Then you have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 13 points. I don't know if I take the spread on this, but I'm definitely taking the Chiefs here. You know my policy. Until someone shows me you can beat Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, I ain't betting against them. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals at the New York Jets. Arizona is favored by a touchdown. Give me the Arizona Cardinals in this one. I ain't betting. I've already given up on the Jets. Darnold's hurt. He was the lone bright spot on that Jets team. Adam Gase is a mess. He should be the next one, next head coach to lose his job in 2020. Bill O'Brien already got the boot. If I had a bet, I'd say he's the next head coach to get the boot. So give me Arizona over the New York Jets. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are favored by 7 points. Now Philly, man, they really took it to the backups of the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. And you know what? You do what you got to do. You can only play the team in front of you. Now the Eagles are in first place. I got to give them a little props for that. Even if it is the NFC least these days. I wish my team could at least say, hey, we're leading the weakest division, but we ain't. But Pittsburgh, man, Pittsburgh's another team. Although they weren't locked out of their facilities, they had a kind of a bye. So they might be fresh. They might be prepared. I think it's going to be a real tall order for the Philadelphia Eagles to keep the momentum and beat a team like Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. Then we have the LA Rams, 8-point favorites at the Washington football team. The team with no name. The Rams, man, I mean, the Rams look like they mean business this year. I don't think Washington, they're benching Dwayne Haskins, so maybe they'll play reinvigorated or not. Chase Young's dealing with injuries right now. I just think there's just too much shakeup around Washington for them to pull off the upset. Give me the Los Angeles Rams in this game. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore favored by 13 points, almost 2 touchdowns. And as much as I think everybody out there respects that kid, Joe Burrow, he's doing his thing. He's tough. He's gritty. You heard me last week. He just doesn't have what it takes to beat a full-on, well-coached, other than Kansas City, almost unbeatable squad like the Baltimore Ravens. Give me Baltimore over Cincinnati. And then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are favored in this game. So they gave Bill O'Brien the boot. And I think now it's time that these players show, hey, he was the problem. It's not the talent. And I think they're going to do that to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So give me Houston to get their first win of the season here in Week 5. Then we have the late games. We have the Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are favored by 3.5 points. Fitzpatrick, man, Fitzmagic, he's like that, like a cockroach, man. I mean, he's never been the top quarterback in the league, but, man, he's been a quarterback in this league for a long time, and he just hasn't died. He's like a cockroach. San Francisco didn't look good at all last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, it'd be quicker if I named who wasn't injured on that squad, to be fair. And because of that, man, I think Fitzmagic, who it was a little iffy on who was going to start. We don't know if it's what time it is, but I think Fitzmagic sees the end of the career. I think we get one more Fitzmagic game, and I think we get it against the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. Give me Miami over San Francisco. Then we have Denver at New England. New England is an 8-point favorite. Denver, another team that's just riddled by injuries. I don't know. Denver, they're tough. I mean, they're still playing hard. I give them that. I mean, a salute to that coaching staff, but they'll just be undermanned against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Give me the Patriots over the Denver Broncos. And that takes us to the Indianapolis Colts at the Cleveland Browns. Indianapolis is favored by 2. So this should be one of the best games of the week, in my opinion. Indy, like I mentioned last week, they've been playing well ever since a couple of bad Phillip Rivers plays in Week 1. I think the Browns are kind of surprising everybody at 3-1 right now. We always knew this Browns was a highly, highly talented team, but just couldn't put it together. And usually you're going to blame coaching or front office, but Stefanski, man, a young coach that looks like he's putting together a game plan that every single player on that team is believing in. I mean, that running game, even though Chubb did get injured against the Dallas Cowboys this weekend, I mean, as you see, they did not lose any steam with the backup running back. So this running game is amazing. Give me the Indianapolis Colts, though. I'm going to go Colts, but this was the toughest game of the week to pick. But I'm going to go Colts. Unless they can force Rivers to give them one, I think the Colts are just playing better football at this point. So then that brings me to the next game, the New York Giants at Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are favored by 9.5 points. 9.5 points. That's crazy. That must mean New York is bad, right? I know their offense is inept, but the Cowboys' defense is equally inept. So I think both teams, NFC East rivals, they feel like they got a shot here. They feel like this is the game where, hey, we can kind of right the ship, get the ship pointed back in the right direction. Here should be one of the easy spots in our schedule. I just don't think that... Don't do it to me, Cowboys, okay? I'm going to pick you. I'm picking the Cowboys over the Giants just based on... I don't see how they can score, the Giants can score with the Cowboys offense, no matter almost how sloppy the Cowboys offense plays. I think the Cowboys are going to try to get it right, and they should, because this offense is inept in New York. Even though the defense played a lot better this week against the LA Rams, I don't think they can stop the Cowboys offense for 4 quarters. But if the Cowboys should lose this game, they'll break my heart, and I may never pick them another week for the rest of the season. So give me the Cowboys over the New York Giants. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is favored by a touchdown. Minnesota gets their first win over Houston last week. That kind of took me by a bit of a surprise. But I think Seattle's just too strong. Russell Wilson, man, playing out of his mind still. Give me Seattle over Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Then we have the Monday night football game. The last of the week, we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are favored by 7.5 points, so over a touchdown. I don't know about that one. This is an iffy game. This is another close game. I think the Chargers, for all their injuries, especially on the defense, I mean, starter after starter seems to go down week after week, and yet this team's still playing tough. I have to say, I got to give it to Lynn. I give him some shit here and there, but he has this team playing hard, and I think that's what a coach's main priority should be, making sure your players are still playing tough, okay? And the Chargers are. With that being said, there's been a lot of questions about the Saints, especially without Michael Thomas in the offense. They're basically riding the coattails of Alvin Kamara on offense, and that defense is stacked. I'm going to give it to that. That defense should have its way with the rookie quarterback like Herbert, no matter how gritty the kids look so far. I think this could be close. Give me the Saints over the Chargers, but I think the Chargers cover the spread if you're betting against the spread. I think this is going to be a lot tougher, closer game than most people would think, but in the end, give me the New Orleans Saints over the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday Night Football. So, guys, that has been my Week 5 picks. Follow me on Twitter at SayWhatchaFeel. Like I said, go ahead, download the Pro Pick'em app. Make your picks with us. Again, that's League SayWhatchaLike. The password is NFL 2020, no spaces, no nothing. Get your picks in for Week 5, and maybe your name will be down here next week. Peace out, everybody.